Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Russell Matthews here, and I have an update for you on the EI extension debate that's been going on inside of the Senate. If you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that Bill C-24 was the bill that was implemented in order to try to extend EI regular benefits all the way up to 50 weeks. Now, recently this made it through the House of Commons, and it's been sent now to the Senate to take a look at. Now, they were supposed to take a look at it yesterday, but when the time came for them to actually look at it, it was 8:55 p.m. and they were planning on stopping at 9, so they had to interrupt it and say, okay, we're going to pick this up tomorrow. And they did. We just finished a live stream where we watched this debate on the bill, and if you're somebody who's waiting for the EI regular benefit extension, this is some good news for you, because it seems that there's not much opposition of this bill inside of the Senate. They were actually able to get this all the way through the second reading without opposition, and that means now they're going to send it on to the third reading. Now, during the live stream, I got a couple of different questions and comments about whether or not the CRB would be extended. So I wanted to clear things up for you a little bit on that front. So if you're somebody who's waiting for the CRB, the CRSB, the CRCB, you're waiting for that to be extended, it seems like that has already happened, or at least they're giving every assurance they possibly can from the government that this will happen, because they're able to change this via regulation, not legislation. They don't need to work it through the House of Commons. They can just make this change, because in that initial bill that was created for the CRB, CRSB, and CRCB, they added some language that allowed them the wiggle room to tinker with how many eligibility periods you would be allowed to have without actually passing new legislation. So Employment Minister Carla Qualtrough has come out and said that they can guarantee that there won't be any interruption to the CRB, CRSB, CRCB benefits, but for EI, they were going to have to go through the legislative process. So as for the EI extension, they were debating this today in the Senate, and they actually were able to adopt this at second reading in the Senate. Let me explain what that means and where we are in the Senate process and how close we are to actually receiving royal assent, allowing this bill to become a reality and this extension to become confirmed. Now, this is directly from the Senate's website, so these are the typical steps that a bill would have to go through in the Senate. We've already gone through the first reading, we've gone through the second reading, and what they actually did for this EI extension bill is they moved for it to be discussed at third reading tomorrow without the committee stage and without the report stage. So it doesn't seem that this is going to have to go to committee. They accepted this motion, or nobody came out against it, right? They allowed for this motion to pass that would allow them to tomorrow start talking about it in its third reading. Now, you'll know that this is the last step, and if this is adopted at third reading and there's nobody who sort of is standing against this bill moving forward, it's very likely that it will make it through the Senate as of tomorrow. But some questions were raised inside of the Senate, and some problems were raised inside of the Senate, and they kind of mimic what actually went on in the House of Commons, right? Everybody was saying, well, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. We kind of need to implement this because we're facing a looming deadline. We need to give Service Canada enough time to be able to actually implement these changes, allowing for this EI extension to actually take place. So we have to pass this. This is the general mindset of the Senate, just like it was for the House of Commons. But it seems that everyone is frustrated with the way that they're being sort of put with their nose to the grindstone right now, in that they have to pass this, they have to go through it quickly, because otherwise there are Canadians that are going to suffer and not receive this support. Everybody seems to be questioning why the Liberal government didn't bring this forward earlier, because they knew that this extension deadline was coming and it was looming. People were going to run out of benefits. How come they didn't give people more time to take a look at this? They pointed out that with the previous bill that brought the CRB into existence, that there were some loopholes inside of that bill that may have been caught if they were given enough time to debate it. And it seems like here again, they're not given enough time to debate things. So there are questions being raised about why the Liberal government is not bringing things earlier for them to take a look at, to make sure there are no problems or loopholes that they're going to have to fix down the road. But again, despite those concerns, it seems like there's overwhelming support in the Senate for this bill. So it seems like it's very likely that this EI extension will be passed, and we'll likely know tomorrow for sure. I'll probably do another live stream like I did today, going through what's happening, talking a little bit about what's going on, the problems that they're seeing with it, how likely it is for it to be passed. So keep your eyes open tomorrow if you want to tune in for a live stream if you've never done so before. We have a good time in there. We do question and answer at the end as well. So if you have any questions for me about stocks, real estate, investing, personal finance, about these bills, anything that you can think of, we'll talk about in there. And that's it for this quick update. If you haven't already done so, check out the links in the description situation where you can open up your own investment accounts and start taking your wealth into your own hands. And I really hope this video has helped you out at least a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This channel is supported by viewers like you. Thanks, channel members.